Hey everyone, welcome back to Must Be Tuesday, a Buffy podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Manny. And yes, we are still watching Buffy one episode at a time.
Now, we're not experts, just two friends who have strong opinions, have lots of this nostalgia, and zero patience for Xander.
Absolutely none.
All right, everyone, grab your bug spray and maybe a biology textbook because today we're dealing with a very flirty, very deadly praying mantis, and it's Buffy versus the substitute teacher from hell in Teacher's Pet. Let's get into it.
Must be Tuesday, yeah. Must be Tuesday, yeah. Must be Tuesday, yeah. A Buffy podcast.
So, how did you like this episode? Do you remember? I mean, this is one of the episodes, Teacher's Pets, that always stands out. Like, I always remember it. How did you like rewatching it?
I enjoyed it. It is memorable because the monster is just so different from anything else we've seen. But I remember it for some good reasons and some not so great reasons, which we'll get into.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. So I do like this episode. And it seems like every time Buffy or somebody believes in Buffy, something always happens to where, like, it's just something starting to look up for Buffy and person dies, for
I
example,
know,
like Dr.
right?
Gregory.
Yeah, he was so sweet to her. He really
I
wanted her to
know.
do well.
Yeah.
And
So quick
then,
recap for this episode. There's substitute teacher that takes over for Dr. Gregory in biology class. She ends up being a big giant praying mantis, and she's preying on young virgin boys. And long story short, Buffy has to save the day, of course, but with some research, and Buffy has to do her homework.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, so so every time, and another example is Buffy finds cheerleading, right? And she
Yep.
thinks it's going to change, like, oh, it's going to be good for me, I'm going to love it. But then again, boom, there's like a witch cursing, and she doesn't get on the cheerleading team, or gets off the cheerleading team. So it's like every time something that Buffy wants to have or something good, and this is like a theme throughout the whole series, I feel like too.
Yep.
Anything that's looking up, there's always something that pulls her back down.
Yeah,
a
like
little
she
bit.
just can't catch a break.
She can't.
Gosh. Anything good.
Yeah. What do you think about the casting of Miss French?
Oh my God. So that is one of the most positive things I think about this episode. She's perfectly, like, she's so beautiful, but at the
Yes.
same time, she has an eerie sense to her. I don't know if it's in
Yeah.
the eyes or if it's in her
It's
mouth.
like the mouth too. The
The
mouth is
mouth.
like really wide on her. I just not saying like she's not ugly. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful, but she's
she
like,
has an otherworldly look to her.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
doesn't
Like
look.
when you think about actresses like Anya Taylor-Joy
Uh-huh.
or, different people like that, it's like an otherworldly, almost alien-like beauty. And she has
Yes.
that. By the way, I didn't know this until I looked it up. I was trying to see who she is. She
What is she in?
is in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Is she like
She
Taki or
plays
somebody or like a
she plays
katana?
a character. Her name is Sindel,
Oh,
and
Sindel.
she screams. She
Yeah, with the
screams
long
and causes
hair.
like avalanches, and your ears hurt. And then she whips her hair back and forth and spins.
Okay, Willow.
Yes, I know. I was like really excited to see that because that's such a horribly
I
cheesy
didn't know
movie,
that.
but she was one of my favorite parts.
Oh, that's cool. And she doesn't look
Yeah,
anything like similar, right? Like,
she.
well, because of the makeup and all that, I bet.
Yeah, because of the makeup and all that. Because I didn't notice it, but I see it now. But
Yeah,
I
her
didn't
name's
notice it.
Musetta Vander.
They should have kept her real name. They love creepy names on Buffy. That's
Yeah.
a weird
Musetta
name.
Vander.
That's
But Miss
eccentric.
French. Natalie
I love it.
French. For me, it's a pretty spot on casting. Like I said, she's very mysterious looking, again,
hmm
otherworldly. And I think she just nailed the very campy, eerie vibe that Buffy has, that it
Absolutely.
goes for. And
hmm
definitely she helps make this episode memorable.
I agree. She's one of the best parts of it.
Yeah, and this is where we get into in this first season is like the actual monster of the week. We
hmm
had the witch last one, but not really a monster of the week. But this is like
Right.
your monster of the week. Typical, like, there's this, the master is still like in the background. They do talk about the master in this episode,
Yeah.
and
Who's brought
he's
up?
still like a thing that's a recurring theme and thing that they're going to have to face one day. You can tell, but then this is like the first like new monster of the week, and then next
hmm
episode we'll get into another one and so on. But what do you think about that? Like, just and then the pick of it too, a giant insect. Like what?
Yeah. So I like the standalone concept again, and I like the monster of the week. The only thing I wish it did have is a little bit more. I think it could have done better on overall connection to the whole season and series. I think The
Mhm.
Witch did that better. Um,
Okay.
Connecting and having ideas that kind of maybe come up later on than this episode did. So I think they could have done better there, but I still think it was a great idea, great concept. Yeah.
They never explain why too, the claw, the fork vampire, the guy, why he was scared of a giant insect.
I know.
doesn't make sense to me because if anything, it should be opposite because vampires are notoriously known for being like, connected to bats and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like she should be if her weakness is bat sonar, like why wouldn't you know what I mean? Like why would a
Yeah,
vampire be scared of her? She should be scared of them anyway.
I know.
But
That was
and I
weird.
mean not necessarily in this world there are vampires that are also bats or whatever other than
Mhm.
Dracula. But
Yeah.
so it's kind of like it's kind of so yeah. Anyway, that's where my mind went.
That's a little sus.
A little sus. Okay, and then also this is where it gets a little cringy is when this episode gives us more insight into Xander.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, but you think about it too, like high school boys really are like that. I remember it. I
Yeah.
remember playing that role too in high school, like slightly, not as much as other people, but like boys are just gross, you know?
Yeah. Agreed. Like, you have to really understand that is what it was like. There's a lot of misogyny.
Yeah,
There's just a lot of ogling girls and talking about sex and numbers, and so
yeah,
it's really not that far off from your average, I guess, guy teenager boy, And of course,
no,
he
for
has the
sure.
hots for the new hot teacher. I mean, I can't, there were when I was in high school, there was a a high school teacher guy that I really thought was really good looking, so I can, understand that.
Yeah, but you weren't. But I mean, the thing with boys is they talk about it out
Hmm.
loud.
Yeah.
And under their breath, and exactly what they did in this episode. Maybe it was a little bit more drawn out or a little bit more exaggerated
Hmm.
in this episode, but they do that,
They
and
do a lot.
they do. What's funny is they're at the Bronze again, of course, and he's talking to his friend, or not a friend, but like the other guys, and one of them's Blaine, I believe his name was,
Hmm.
and he's like, they're all talking about like, oh, how many girls you've been. He's like, wait, you're talking today or this week or what are we talking about? But I love it when he goes, he says, hey, girls, my
Oh my
babes or
God.
whatever, and grabs Buffy and Willow. It is cringe. But then he's like, Blaine's over there trying to like question my manhood. And I love Willow when she goes, we'll show him.
We'll show him. Oh my gosh.
She just like hugs him closer.
She's so in love with him.
I know. And also like this is one of the first episodes too where you kind of get like a weird understanding when Xander, I guess the last episode was like, you're like one of the guys. And she's like, oh, I'm one of the guys.
Mm.
But then this episode, like you can tell like when Xander gets up, goes over Mrs. French's house and she's like, oh, but his head is where his eyes are and his adorable smile and this and that. And you can
And
tell
his
that.
hair. Yeah.
His hair. And, like,
it's
you
so
can just
sweet.
tell right away that she's in love with him, has a crush
She's
on him.
obsessed.
Yes.
She's obsessed with Xander the way Xander is obsessed with Buffy. Like,
With Buffy.
yes.
It's like a triangle, but Buffy's not
Mhm.
even in the triangle, but
No. She just
yeah,
wants
so
Angel.
I was saying, so we get a little bit more insight into who Xander is and how he, reacts, like, just being a teenage boy and
Mhm.
gawking over women. And then we also get some more insight into Willow and how her crush with her crush on Xander. But then we also get more insight on Buffy this episode. And we kind of have that Buffy Angel dynamic. Whereas
Yeah.
before she was like, I really didn't like him and this and that. But this one is kind of like she's intrigued by him and his broodiness. And he gives her his jacket, his leather coat. And you could just tell like she's not like annoyed by him at this point. She's kind of like interested.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
it
what's
leans towards
interesting
like,
is
go ahead.
one of my favorite parts about this episode is actually the Buffy Angel dynamic and how that's brought forward with only 2 scenes. They only
Yeah.
have 2 scenes at the beginning and at the end, but that's like actually one of my favorite parts about it. I think they do a really good job with just those 2 short scenes. Oh, and at the beginning, when Angel walks into the Bronze, and then he's like, "You look cold." Like she didn't say she was cold. He's just like, "You look cold," and gives her his jacket. I'm like, it was just such a setup, just so he could show his arm off, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
act like he doesn't know he has these big
He's like,
scratches
"Oh."
on his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
This whole thing.
Yeah, like that was just so weird, but I
That
still liked
was.
it.
I do love how Xander is secure enough in his masculinity to be like, oh my God, he's like a good looking guy and this
Yeah.
and that. And it doesn't sound gay at all. He's just like, he's
No.
like impressed with how handsome
Mhm.
Angel is. And
Mhm.
looking back at it, like from now, like looking at David Boreanaz in future episodes, future seasons, and looking at him now, he really was like so young. Like he aged.
Yeah, he was a
It's not that he
baby.
aged bad. He didn't age
No,
bad.
but
It's
he was
just
a baby.
yes, like he aged though. Like you can tell right away that he is not that. He doesn't have that. His skin was just so like baby smooth. I was just looking, unless it was the editing, but I was like, he looks so like just baby.
I
Little
think
boy.
he's one of the actors that shows up the most. like that you see that change in him
Mhm.
the most.
Yeah,
Because he was a baby.
very baby. Okay, what else was I gonna say about this whole Buffy Angel dynamic? I don't know. It just leads. This is like the episode where you understand, like, okay, something's going on between them, and we
Mhm,
don't know that he's a vampire yet. Spoiler alert! But everybody knows Angel's a vampire.
mhm,
Um, but yeah. So if you're watching it like for the first time as it's coming out, you have no idea who this guy is
mhm.
or
And I
what's
like
what.
at the end, at their last scene at the Bronze when they're together again, and all he has to do is walk away and look back at her, and Buffy just says, "Oh boy," like
Oh
she's
boy.
in trouble.
Yeah.
She caught feelings and she's in trouble.
Cop
She's in the thick of
villains.
it now.
Mm-hmm. So Angel gives this cryptic message about
Mhm,
this monster with the claw, and we assume it right away that he's connected to the master, right? Like the
mhm.
vampire. One of my favorite parts of this, and I just noticed it for the first time rewatching it, is she's going to Whitley Park or whatever park it is. The homeless people are there, and she sees this guy like laying on a bench. She's like, "Oh my god!" So she runs to him and checks him, and he's just sleeping, right? Does he like kind of
Yeah.
moves in his sleep? And she looks so disappointed. Like she was like it was just funny. She was like she's expecting this guy to be tore up or dead, and he's just asleep. And she goes, "Ugh, really?" Like her face looks so disappointed. And I thought that was
Oh,
so funny. Like
he's
God forbid
just
someone's
asleep.
normal and fine.
I know. That was funny. He's just asleep. How boring.
How boring.
I was wanting something exciting. I love the setup of this whole scene though, and her fight with the claw guy.
Uh-huh.
And then when he jumps over the fence and runs into what's her name?
Miss French.
Yes, Miss French, and the way she like gives him this creepy look, she does that so well. And the
Mhm.
way he just runs off, that was cute.
Yeah,
That was done well.
I liked it. So and then the homeless guy she initially runs into, who's like concerned about her, like you shouldn't be around here
Yeah.
at this part. He ended up being an undercover police officer. I didn't notice that he was the
Oh,
undercover
really?
police guy that were like cops or whatever. And then and which is funny. Why did the vampires scatter when because he's like he's not scared of police,
He's scared of
but
cops, I guess.
he's scared of cops. But yeah, but the homeless guy that initially ran into Buffy was like, "Hey, little lady, you shouldn't be here out at these parts or whatever this late at night." He was the undercover cop. I didn't
Oh my
notice
god,
that before.
I didn't even notice that.
I'm pretty sure he was. Maybe I mean, from me watching, I was like, "Hey, that's the same guy." I didn't rewind
Yeah.
or anything,
That's
but
cool.
yeah, I thought that was cool. Okay, so of course, Miss French is all flirty and looking at these boys, and they're having their private egg sack meetings or whatever. I love how I just when they have to go to her house and she serves Xander a martini. Like this is just so random. Like,
I know, right?
martini. Like you're a
It is so
freaking
random.
teacher.
Yeah.
And
And then he
he's like a
chugs the whole thing
16-year-old
real quick.
boy, right?
Yeah.
And then
Which
she
sounds
cheers
about right
him.
when you're 16 years old. I mean,
Well, yeah.
know.
But also, like, she's just offering him alcohol at that age. I just thought that was
Mhm.
crazy. And she
Yeah.
just looks amazing. And he's like, "You
I
have a great
know.
chest." I mean,
I meant dress. I know she's got the cleavage out, the tight dress, the drink, the sexiness, the hand on the thigh,
everything.
whatever you call it, her monster hand on his thigh. And then
Yeah.
he's like, and then he remembers because he's starting to get hit with the drink that he loves Buffy.
I know,
He's
which
like,
was
I
like, oh
love
my gosh.
Buffy. He just can't stop thinking about her.
He's obsessed with her. Oh yeah, and that's how
Mhm.
that's how this whole episode opens up too. He's like some rock star and Buffy and he
Yeah.
saves Buffy's life.
hmm
Oh.
What's
No, yeah.
interesting about that whole thing is that, like, so we know Xander has the hots for Buffy,
Mhm.
but he can't even just have a dream about, like, making out with her, or just being with her. Like, he has to be stronger than her also. He has to be
Okay.
stronger than her. He has to be the one that saves her because she's always saving him.
Yeah.
And she is just sitting there all like in awe of him. He has to be this grandiose image thing to her. That says a lot to me. Also, I saw something someone said recently that Xander's often like the damsel in distress.
Okay.
Like, that is so true. So in his
He
dream,
really
of course, he
is.
has to save her.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Yeah, because he just wants to feel like he has a role and can
hmm
not just hang, but like I guess measure up. Right?
Yes. Yeah, because he feels less than, I think.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think that's a common theme throughout the whole series, is that he just often feels less than.
But he never really like abandons or gives up or anything.
No.
Except for this episode, which I found interesting, is like when they're all doing like research mode, this and that. And Xander, the whole time, he's available. Like he could be there before he goes to Miss French's house, but they just like kind of like he just does his own thing. And like when Buffy, they're doing
Yeah.
research mode, and Buffy's like, "Oh no, I saw him like after his meeting with Miss French, I saw him like leave, like go home."
Mhm.
But they didn't think that he was going to go to the house,
Right. Yeah.
her house. I
He's
mean.
just had other priorities.
Yeah. I just
He
feel like
would have
they're
been a
all
part
in
of it,
like
but he had other
hardcore
priorities.
research mode, and Buffy's like, they're like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "What are you doing, Buffy?" She's like, "My homework."
That was so funny.
I love how Buffy figured it out though. Like nobody else thought it would be a bug, and
Yeah.
Buffy just immediately was like, "Well, there's only like the insects. I know a few insects that can turn their head like that or something." And yeah, that was just to me that's funny that she's the one that actually figured out the research.
Yeah. The only thing I will say, another thing about this episode though, is that like I feel like it's pretty clear, like right away, who the bad guy is.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like they make it very obvious who the bad guy is. I mean, it's like this eccentric, beautiful teacher that comes in the day after your teacher is missing,
Mhm.
and he's found unalived in the cafeteria without his head, and then the new teacher is obsessed with bugs.
Yeah.
Specifically praying mantises.
And also when
They give
Buffy
a lot of
makes a
clues, I'm like-
comment about the bugs, and she's like, "They're very unique and beautiful."
They're beautiful. Yeah.
Bitch.
Exactly. I'm like, I feel like they gave you to us. They handed it to us on a silver platter, like right away who the
Yeah.
bad guy was. And it took them so long to figure it out, actually, I thought.
Also, speaking of the extreme dead guy in the refrigerator this time, not the
Mhm.
locker, how, like, first of all, she has her own special meal, Cordelia, right? Her own private, but like,
Her
she has to
doctor
kick
prescribes her
her
lunch.
doctor prescribed her a special lunch. And I'm just like, wait, so nobody's checked this it's lunchtime, by the way. This is
Mhm.
like, we are 4 or 5 hours into school, wait, 8, 4 hours into school, and nobody's opened that refrigerator all night. All night.
Yeah.
And how did her lunch get in there to begin with? Anyway,
Exactly.
know, like-
A lot of this doesn't add up, but we don't ask questions about those kinds of things.
no, he's just
And then-
there.
And then they have to talk to the counselor, the school counselor.
Yeah.
And I left Cordy's in there. And she's like, I haven't eaten since yesterday. I think I lost 7.5 ounces.
Gotta look on the silver lining of these things.
No, exactly. That's
Not
so
to make
funny.
light of
It's
his
so funny.
death.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then Buffy going back, and that's another scene where she's late to her class, and there's a pop quiz, and then the teacher does the Exorcist. Her
Yes.
head spins around, and that was creepy. You know,
That was creepy.
That was creepy. And then the way she's so shocked, but it's like the teacher didn't have to do that, but she just, I guess, felt a certain sense. You know,
Yeah, she's
I
like,
don't know.
eyes forward, everybody, on your test. And
Mhm.
she goes up behind Xander. She's like, I think number 14, you meant to say pollination.
Pollination.
And then, but like, nobody in the class noticed that her head just like completely wrapped
No.
around.
They're really into that pop quiz.
They're really into that pop quiz.
Mhm.
So anyway, so Xander's going back to Miss French's house, getting seduced, getting drugged, and then in the jail downstairs, the cage, wow, this praying mantis is making these egg sacs. And she only goes after virgins, which I love because there's
Mhm.
that scene where Buffy and Willow, basically the guy, who is it? Giles, whoever he spoke to on the phone, some crazy guy who knows about this monster. He confirms that like, oh yeah, they only go after the pure, like the virgin. It's just a thing they do. And then Buffy's like, well, no, Xander's not. He can't be. He's not. And then Willow's like, he's gonna die.
Just calling him out like that.
He's
Oh
gonna
my
die.
gosh, I love
I
it.
love it. The writing's so good.
Yeah, a lot of
but
the writing is good.
Did you notice? I've never noticed before when Xander was like on the cage and he was like getting up or looking out inside the
Mhm.
cage. He has this huge coffin ring on,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. I never
a
noticed that
coffin
before.
ring.
A ring in the shape of a coffin, and it's
Okay.
huge. It's like really big, and I was like, oh, I've never noticed that before. I just thought that was a cool little side bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that is cute.
But apparently he wears
Interesting.
in several episodes because I looked it up afterwards, and people have noticed it.
Yeah, okay. Very
Now I
cool.
want one.
So there's just some funny parts in this. So when he is locked up with the other guy, and then and then the teacher is now full blown praying mantis, and she's doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And
That is
then
so ridiculous.
it's so cheesy. It's so silly. Also, another thing is like, so she's gonna now pick the one that she's going to like mate with,
Mhm.
right? She's gonna mate with them, and then I guess do the sack thing and kill them, whatever, or chop off their head.
Yeah.
It's like maybe she'd have better luck if she like mated with them before she turned into a praying mantis. Like,
Perhaps.
maybe you'd have
But
better
no,
luck.
but what she says is she lays her eggs and then finds a male to fertilize them. So maybe she has to be in praying mantis form for this to
Okay.
happen. But we're not looking at those type of details,
I
right?
know, exactly. Yeah.
I will say when Buffy went to go search for the vampire, how she struggled with the claw guy before, but this time she's able to capture him, bring him up from the sewer, and like take him door to door to figure out who it is.
Yes.
But I'm like, but that also goes for Buffy's confidence, because we talk about before how she lacks confidence sometimes and she's not as strong, but then she gets it back and all of a sudden she can kick ass again.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
kind of where that leads, I
and
think.
another funny part about that same thing. So they knock on the door and it's this like 90-year-old teacher that goes by that name, and she's been retired since like 1972. And so now they have to figure out where the teacher lives. And she's like, I saw her walking home. She lives in this neighborhood. And Willow's like, I'm going to start knocking on every door. And Buffy's like, we don't have time for that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into the sewer, search around the whole sewer, right? I'm just going to look in every... I'm going to find this vampire claw guy. I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to tie him up. And then I'm going to walk him by every single house in this neighborhood until he shows that he's scared of a house. I'm like, how long did this take?
Right? She's like, I won't be long. And then when she falls down to the water, here's splash, because it's in the sewer.
I'm like, it just happened so fast. I'm like, I don't know if that saved any time, but okay.
Yes. Like they're just waiting, Willow and Giles.
I know, right? What were they doing the whole time? Just standing there.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, and then all of a sudden she has to kill the guy.
Yeah.
But my favorite part is, or not my favorite part, just kind of the funny part, is like the fight between Buffy and the praying mantis.
Yeah.
It's like, how can we make Buffy fight this thing? And it's just like, you can tell they're like cutting the camera like as much as they could to make it look like a fight scene, but it's just kind of like, it's kind of just like really bad.
Yeah. So, the bug spray thing was really cheesy. The bat-sonar thing, I guess that's kind of inventive, but I actually thought the shadow shots were really cute. I liked that.
I was like, that's the best way to film this, is the shadow and her with the machete or whatever.
Yes. I thought that was cool. I thought it was like old school, cool idea. That was my favorite part of the ending there.
Yes, 100%. One thing I will say is the way Xander like takes that machete at the end and chops up all the eggs, like he did it in like in a fashion to where he felt like, I think he felt like he was violated and was this like kind of redeeming, kind of like, you see this often with like a lot of like when someone hurts somebody and then usually like it's when a male abuses a female or something, and then later they're like and they start beating up and just overkilling. But in this case it was Xander, and the thing is that did the scene that we saw with when Miss French, the praying mantis, had Xander, were they mating? Is there something else going on because the way he did it kind of made me feel like he felt violated and was trying to get redemption.
Yeah.
So
I think he definitely felt violated. And that's actually a good important part of this episode. I think it's like the whole teacher, high school student dynamic and being a predator, you know? And I like that they flipped it instead of like we see in the news all the time, a predator like is the male high school teacher, preying on the younger girls. And this time it's this beautiful woman preying on the young teenage boys. And so, I definitely do feel like he felt violated, and he was.
Yeah. At the end of the day, even if he wanted to with Miss French, it's still like you are a predator regardless, because this is a child still.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah. He was hurt.
And then we come to another, like, so the last episode, Witch, iconic ending. We have the mother, the witch, inside of the trophy in the school thing, and it ends, and it's got kind of that eerie things that makes you remember, it stays with you. Well, this one's always stayed with me as well. So 2 in a row is at the end, she takes Dr. Gregory's glasses that she found and puts them in his jacket, which is still hanging up in the room, by the way. Closes the door, and then there's an egg hatching underneath, but nothing ever comes of it, ever. And I don't even think they even mention it in like future episodes like they do with the trophy.
Never. That's a good ending. It's very creepy, could lead to something else. At the same time, it's like, what could they have done with that? It's like, except for the same idea all over again. So it's
all we know is that there is a another giant praying mantis out there roaming around as
I know.
somebody. And
Yeah.
then who knows, making more of themselves, trying to live a normal
Mhm.
life, but also like creating egg sacs.
Yeah, that's true.
I
You
th-
could just say that they're out there.
yeah, they're
They're
just
out
out
there.
there now,
Mhm.
living their life.
Yeah.
So on a scale of, trying
So,
to see what's a good rating for this, because last time we did pom poms, this time
yeah.
we can do. I don't know. How many cans of bug spray do you give this? One can of bug spray being bad episode.
How many rolling heads?
How many rolling heads does this one get? I love it. 10 rolling heads? What? 5 rolling heads? What's your Must Be Tuesday rating?
I feel like for me, I'm gonna go with 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 6, and just for a lot of reasons. I don't think it's near one of the better episodes of all the Buffy episodes. I want to be like fair in how I'm weighing,
Mhm.
comparing one to the other. The first 3 episodes, I've already given 8
Yeah.
each time, so I'm like, okay, got to be fair. Not everything can be an 8, you know. So I think I'm comfortable with the 6, maybe 6.5, but I'll just say 6.
Okay. And I'll give it a 7. 7
Okay.
rolling heads. I do enjoy it. I think it's definitely it takes a look into high school boys and how they really do act sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
and their fantasies.
Yeah.
It gives Xander a little bit of spotlight,
Mm-hmm.
which he doesn't get that often. And so an official Must Be Tuesday rating of 6.5 rolling heads.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
For this
I'd
episode.
say so. Like my favorite parts of the episode are the 2 Buffy Angel scenes,
Mhm.
the casting of the teacher. She's amazing.
She is.
And the other star of this episode for me is Buffy's hair.
Buffy's
it's
hair.
so beautiful. Oh my God,
It is
it's
nice,
so beautiful.
especially in the opening scenes with Xander.
Yes.
Her hair is just like so. It's much more girly and bouncy.
Yeah, I love it. That was it for me.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is such a great actress because
Mhm.
she's in that opening scene. She's like damsel, and she's like, "Oh, Xander." She's like
Mhm.
doing it, and she does it so well.
Yeah, she does.
And then when she's crying over Dr. Gregory, I love that part too. Like you see so many sides of her in this episode if you think about it. Oh,
Yeah.
she's such a good actress
She is. She shows a lot of vulnerability for sure.
for sure. Yeah, my favorite parts of this episode is probably all of Willow's lines again. Willow always has. What did I write? I said she always comes back with like she's with that Willow humor, just like, oh, he's gonna die, or like we'll
Yeah.
show them.
Yeah,
She is just
she's
so
always
good.
cute. I can't
She's
picture
so good.
anybody else being Willow. That's for sure.
100%.
Yeah. I also like the scene where she's eating the cricket sandwich.
Hmm.
I think it's funny that she opens up the container and it's just marked
It says
food.
food.
Like so random. Okay, that's
I
what we all
noticed
do.
that
Just call it
too.
food. And then the crickets. And the actress said that she was cringy about the whole setup because there were really crickets everywhere. And then obviously when she closes it, they're not there anymore. She doesn't really. No crickets were harmed.
Okay.
But I don't know. It was a satisfying crunch though. And she
It
bit into
was.
it.
It was. And she's like, and her mouth. Her mouth is so wide. I don't know. I
Yeah.
wonder. Like it's such an interesting. She has such an interesting, beautiful face, and her face just gives otherworldly. I can't get over it.
Yeah. I'll have to look up what else she's in because she's really good.
Yeah, she was great.
Also, we learned that Xander's middle name is Lavelle.
Lavelle.
Xander Lavelle Harris.
Xander Lavelle Harris.
Alexander Lavelle
Oh yeah,
Harris.
Alexander.
That's interesting.
So Lavelle is an interesting name. Going back to our interesting names part.
Oh yeah, that's true. I also liked when she tells Xander, "Oh, I forgot my stuff. Can you come to my place tonight?" And then that little clip of it cuts to his guitar at the Bronx. Yes, that
Like
was
he's
cool
winning?
as well. That was
Yeah.
cute. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah, like he's like, yes.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's definitely, to me, it's on the lesser side of how good Buffy episodes are, but there's still a lot of cute moments because every episode has good moments.
Of course.
Every
yeah.
episode has there's good dialogue, there's good acting, so it's not horrible. It's just I'm just comparing it to everything else.
Yeah, I'd say this episode is one of the more campier ones. I mean,
Yes, for
Buffy
sure.
in general is just camp
Yeah.
to begin with,
Mhm.
especially the first season. But this episode is very campy.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
with the praying mantis outfit, costume, and all that. I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah. It's cute though. It's cute.
Yes.
I wouldn't watch it for your first watch.
No.
No.
I mean, you're going to have to get there, though.
Yeah, you will.
All right. So I guess that's it for now. So
Okay.
our next episode, we dive into an episode where Buffy attempts something even scarier than slaying vampires, having a normal date. In Never Kill a Boy on a First Date, Buffy tries to juggle romance with her Slayer duties, and let's just say things don't go as planned. Get ready for a blend of awkward first date vibes, a prophecy that won't quit, and a lot of vampire trouble. Tune in as we break down the chaos next time on Must Be Tuesday, a Buffy podcast.
Can't wait. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And thanks for watching. Like and
Thanks for watching.
subscribe. You can also check us out at buffytuesdays.com. We have a new website up. Has all our links where you can find us on, you can find our podcasts on wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music. You can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We'll be updating those too. Everything's at buffytuesdays.com. And remember, if the apocalypse comes,
Beep us.
till next time, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Until next Tuesday, keep your stakes in line. If the apocalypse comes, beep us anytime. We're your Scooby Gang, we've got your back. Just don't invite vamps for a midnight snack.